Hello, today's video is a guide on gargoyles. These are a great AFK moneymaker or a great way to get supplies on an Ironman, but you can also use this guide for slayer tasks. For your setup, if you're meleeing, you'll really just bring whatever your best melee gear is. Guthans is great here because it heals you, so unless you're a low level, it's very hard to die or ever have to use food if you use Guthans. If you're a higher level, I recommend bringing a regular melee setup and switching to Guthans whenever you need to heal. If you want to safe spot gargoyles, just bring your best range gear. If you don't have a good shield slot item for range, I recommend Tome of Fire to save runes when alking. One option to be extra AFK is to wear a Ring of Wealth with the option to automatically pick up GP toggled on. There are a few spec weapons that can be useful here. SGS restores some of your health and prayer, so this is ideal. You can also use the Dragon Battle Axe spec for the strength boost or Ancient Mace to restore some of your prayer. It's recommended to use food instead of prayer pots and use piety whenever you have prayer points to spare because food is much cheaper. But as I said before, if you're using Guthans, you shouldn't need any food at all, maybe a couple pieces for emergency if you're a mid-level. Even with the SGS, you shouldn't need a lot of food. You of course need a rock hammer. Don't forget this because you can't kill gargoyles without a rock hammer. If you range them, you can use thrown rock hammers so you don't get dragged out of your safe spot. You'll need a teleport to the Slayer Tower and a teleport to the bank, though you shouldn't need to bank often at all if you're using Guthans. I'm using a Slayer ring to teleport straight to the Slayer Tower. I'm also using a gem bag because they occasionally drop gems. I have home teleport and alch runes in my rune pouch. If you use Runelight, I highly recommend using the NPC aggression timer. This shows you the area where the NPC aggression is counting down from 10 minutes. So when you step out of that area, the timer resets and the gargoyles become aggressive again if they weren't before. The lines are yellow when the aggression timer is still going and turns blue when you've lost aggro in that area. So if you stay in the blue zone, the NPCs won't attack you first. But if you want this to be AFK, you want to be resetting aggro every 10 minutes. If you're not on task, if you have 61 agility, you will need to bring a Slayer helm or nose peg. I recommend a nose peg so that you can drop it afterwards for extra space. You have to run past aberrant specters for this and really do not want to risk getting your stats drained. I would also pray mage running through them. If you are on task, you can use the gargoyle area in the basement. In both areas, the safe spot is around the entrance. In the basement, it depends on where the gargoyle is standing, so you may have to stand out from behind this chest. And in the upstairs area, the safe spot is always just outside the doorway. And now you can just AFK and switch to Guthans or SGS or whatever you have whenever you need to heal. Also, quick note, if you use Guthans, you want to be on Crush. Gargoyles are weak to Crush, so this makes your attacks a little bit more accurate. Okay, now I'll test this out for an hour and see how much I make in GP or supplies considering I'm an Ironman. Okay, the hour is up. Here's the loot I got, just under 700k worth. I did get a granite maul, which is a 1 out of 256 drop, so I got a bit lucky. I alked every metal item I got, so that's what most of the GP is. Almost forgot to show I got 3 emeralds in my gem bag. Not much, but it adds a bit of GP. Looks like I used 11 nature runes, so I guess that's how many things I alked. And I got a lot of fire runes back. I started with 10k fire runes and looks like I profited. Also, if you're curious, here's my XP per hour. That's all for this video. I hope this was helpful. Thanks for watching and I'll see you next time. Goodbye!